I've been a bit hesitant to post anything on this channel because, I'll be honest, I'm still working on my film. I've been working on this film for a long time. Every time one of my friends is like, hey, what you working on? You working on anything new? And I'm like, you know that project that a year ago I told you I was working on? Yeah, I'm still working on it. It's still a work in progress. As a professional animator, I guess I have to become comfortable with that. I mean, good animations take a long time. You can't rush these things too much or else, the quality is not going to be there. I'm about making thoughtful animations. I can't show you my whole film yet because it's going to film festivals, and in the world of film festivals, a world premiere has currency. It has value to it. They want the fresh stuff that hasn't been fully shown online yet. But that isn't to say I won't be teasing some parts of the film. I honestly think if I set my film in like a desert environment or something, I would have it finished by now. But no, I had to go and set it at sea in a choppy ocean with waves and reflecting light, and why did I choose to do that? I could have worked faster on this, but I've had a lot of other projects on the go. After the COVID lockdown, I just decided that I was sick of living in the same space. So I took my computer and my big tablet and I traveled to a bunch of different places, and I took my animation setup with me. In fact, half of this video I recorded in Spain, and then this part of the video I'm recording and editing in Austria. So it's been a bit of a process to do that, to get all of my animation equipment, my tablets, my computer through customs. But living in Spain has been really cool. I've been doing some low-key commissions as well, and commissions, they pay the bills, I make money from them, so they always kind of take a priority. When I decide to take on a commission, I have to prioritize that over my passion projects. So it slows down the passion project because I'm not making any money off of my film, or there's no plan to at least. I went to Japan for 3 weeks during the cherry blossom season, so I really picked the best time to see Japan, and it was really inspiring. Japan has been on my bucket list for a while. It's so far away. That's why it's the first time I've been. My God, what a beautiful country. We started in Tokyo, then we went to Kyoto, and then Osaka. Culturally, it was very different. I was very inspired by the artwork there, but also just the nature and the architecture and the culture. Especially with the art there, it was very refreshing in that Japanese artists live in beauty. Like, their country is such a beautiful country that I found that their sensibility when it comes to art is using their mediums to capture beauty that already exists within nature. It's just a very refreshing perspective to be exposed to as someone who's grown up in the West and is primarily exposed to Western art, Western creativity. And of course, you can't go anywhere in the world without seeing the influence of anime now, because anime has spread across the world and it's a very global thing now. But anime is just one part of Japanese culture and Japanese art, but there's more there that I really appreciate, that I've really enjoyed. And then skipping forward a little bit, during my time in Barcelona, I was really inspired by an architect called Antoni Gaudi, a very famous visionary architect local to Barcelona. And I came to really appreciate what he was able to accomplish with a lifetime of dedication to his craft. His main project, La Sagrada Familia, it's projected to be finished about 144 years after it was started. And that puts things in perspective for me. It makes me think, maybe my short film isn't taking that long after all. I guess I've been going through an architecture phase because while I was traveling in Austria, I was really inspired by another architect called Hundertwasser, which translates, I guess, to 100 water. And this guy was so cool. There are very few people like this guy I've ever come across in history. He was a naturalist as well as a painter and architect. He believed that flat, even level floors were oppressive to the human spirit. At one point, he decided he didn't want to live on land anymore and just became a sailor for 20 years living at sea. After designing his own sailing boat, He didn't bring an easel with him, so he would just put his paper flat on the deck of the boat and proceeded to paint every day in that position. As well as visiting some of his buildings, I also bought a couple of his books, and I especially like his concept of tree tenants. Some of the rooms in his buildings are occupied by trees, and nobody is allowed to move them because it's like the tree's right to be there. And I love that. Such a fascinating guy and really inspiring to me. Also, another excuse for my film taking so long, because I've got a lot of excuses here to get through. While I've been working on my film, I've also been working on another course. As you know, I made the Getting Started course for beginner animators, and I also made Mastering Motion, which is for more intermediate to advanced animators. And that's all been about the technical craft of animation. But this course doesn't deal with any of the technical stuff about animation. It doesn't tell you about easing or timing and spacing or drawing or anything like that. It specifically teaches business skills to animators. So it's all the surrounding things about how to animate professionally, how to tactically make animations, but do it in a way where you can really make a career out of this, where you can sustainably create animations and be paid to make animations, right? Which for a lot of people I've talked to is their end goal, is to get to a place kind of where I'm at, where I'm making money from animating for people and providing animation services to people. So this course is called Turning Pro. Now it's not out yet. I'm vowing to have this course out by the end of the year because all of the videos are recorded and edited, and there's hundreds of videos within this course. It's a very niche course, but it's one that I think a lot of animators could find really useful because, you know, I went to university to study animation. I've taken courses in animation, and I've noticed there's very little in the animation education system that actually talks about this topic, the business of animation. And it kind of means that when an animator does talk about it, it's kind of like the blind leading the blind a lot of the time. So I actually started making this course in response to the many emails and messages I've been sent over the years from animators, professional animators, as well as amateur animators, who asked me questions about the business of animation. Like, how much do you charge? How much should I charge? What are the calculations that go into that? What are some of the ways we can get to that answer? How do I get clients to be interested in hiring me? How do I close on a deal? How can I protect myself legally and contractually from dodgy clients? How can I build up into some kind of collective or virtual studio? How do I collaborate with other animators to create bigger projects that go outside of the scope of what I could manage on my own? These are just a few of the questions. There's so many questions that animators have asked me over the years. I'm making this course to respond to all of them, but only for business. All of the other stuff I've already put into Getting Started and Mastering Motion. So this just tackles the business. It's really focused on that because I realized that I kind of took for granted these kind of soft skills, I guess you could call them, or like business skills that I took for granted because it's skills that I've built up over many years of working with clients, being a freelancer, running a virtual studio, and there's a lot of trial and error that went into that, mistakes that I made along the way that other animators don't need to make. So having a course that goes through that where other animators can learn and you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time, I think it's going to be very useful to a lot of people. So as I said, the course is not out yet, but you can expect it to be out this year. Make sure you turn on notifications so that you don't miss the launch day. In the meantime, I plan to upload some free videos about the business of animation just to kind of get you all in the mood to learn about the business side of things, to whet your appetite perhaps. Like, believe it or not, reliable, available 2D animators can be hard to find. There's like a shortage of labor, I guess. And it means that there's loads of missed potential. The fact that either that I can't find them or that these professionals aren't there means that there's loads of clients that come to me who get turned away and their project doesn't end up materializing. Or they end up going with a different medium. They end up going for 3D or VFX and live action because they were just told, no, sorry, I'm fully booked. That's a shame. And I think there's wasted potential there. And I'm hoping that there are animators who maybe they don't have the confidence right now, but they need to be told that, look, we need you, you know, that there's a whole industry here that needs you, that needs new animators to step up and to offer your services professionally, and you'll get paid for it. So yeah, if you are a professional animator looking for work, let me know in the comments. Like, I don't know if you're allowed to post links to your work in the comments, but maybe just raise your hand and say, hey, look at my YouTube channel, check out my showreel or whatever. All kinds of animation professionals, let me know that you exist. And also leave a comment for what you would hope this business course that I've been working on contains. I want to leave no stone unturned with this course. I will be taking notes on everything that I read in the comments. This has been a little update. Some of you have been asking, where am I? What am I doing? Has he quit? Is he dead? I get it. No, I'm not. And I've been wanting to come back and put out videos regularly, but I haven't wanted the distraction of like editing, you know, because editing is so time intensive, and I knew that would take away from finishing this animation, right? This is really one of those videos for the people who are long-time followers who are interested in what I've got going on. But right now I gotta get back to grinding on this short film. Thanks for listening. More videos coming in the near future.